Just a spectacular afternoon for football here in the Tar Heel state of North Carolina as EA Sports welcomes you inside Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Coming up, a rematch of Super Bowl 50 between the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now a Carolina native, former Tar Heel, it's Javonte Williams. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Well, this defense for the Panthers, very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On 2nd and 9, Powell. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
They certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Off play action. It's Howell. Got a man. That's Ayuk. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. Only able to gain a couple there, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. So on 4th down, the Broncos send Corliss Waitman out to punt. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return.
And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. Hall.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15.
Hall again.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
The Panthers hit 2-0 here to begin the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
The slot man in motion right. On 2nd and 12, Rodgers. Man open, he's got it complete to Courtland Sutton. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12.
Hall again on 2nd down.
And this Bronco defense really selling out to stop the run, and it pays off. They get him behind the line twice in a row. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. They find some open field here. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 18. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Nice job escaping the pocket. Boy, he took the shot downfield towards the end zone, didn't he? Trying to go for 6. It just wasn't there against that coverage. They were ready to prevent the big play.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Back to the ground with Hall.
And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. They'll send the tight end in motion. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And the Panthers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. So as they take it over, we step aside.
Here we go now on 1st and goal.
Now they bring a receiver in motion right.
They'll run with Hall.
And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this 1st quarter play.
2nd quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football. As they come up now, 2nd and goal. Ball again.
And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina.
Breece Hall, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down.
A quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
And that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down, and you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Howell throwing on 3rd down here.
This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a 1st down.
That's going to bring up 4th down. Only a gain of 2 there. 4th down. Corliss Waitman now on to punt.
This will be fielded at the 17.
A nice return that time of about 14 yards.
And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, just 2 series in here, Charles, but everything's gone to script so far. They got a touchdown on their first drive. Their defense holds, and now they've got a chance to take a 2-score lead.
And the cosign review, exactly the start they scripted up. And really, that kind of start, that can set the tone for the game for them. That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
On first down, right back to Hall.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. And he'll find Hall. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Rodgers.
There's Chris Olave. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Got this complete to the tight end Pitts.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Tough to imagine any team wanting to give a player like this up in a trade, but I know they're happy to have it.
It is amazing, isn't it? But we have seen big-time guys change teams. Jimmy Graham, Brandon Marshall, and their new teams are really excited to have them because they provide big-time targets.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore.
2nd down from the 8. They can get a first down by reaching the 5.
And again, it's Rodgers. Forced out to his left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
On 3rd down, here's Hall.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Breece Hall
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Panthers go up by 2 touchdowns.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And this hits off the right upright, but it finds its way through. Could have gone either way, but he got it to go. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Powell to the air on 1st and 10. That's complete. Again, he's got Marshall. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. Powell out of the shotgun. He's got this complete to Ayuk on the out route. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Faking the handoff, Powell. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
They go play action with Howell. That's complete out left to Ayuk. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Bronco 1st down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the 2nd quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Now a 1st down carry, it's Williams. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. 2nd down, Howell back to pass. Will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Out of the gun, it's Howell. Able to hook up with Williams here on the out route. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught by Marshall for a Jet touchdown. Terrace Marshall in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point from McManus is good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with Rodgers behind center, you wonder if they'll take one shot at this. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers.
And check down, complete to Hall.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
But it certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball, possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter.
Hall ought to give up the middle.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game. And down the stretch, being able to be balanced. Either throw it or run it and try and win this ball game.
That's good on the extra point. And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially.
Oh, Howe loses it, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And he will bring it back to the 40-yard line. A defensive-minded coach loves to bring the heat, brought the heat there, and it worked out.
And nowadays, all those defensive-minded coaches, for them, it's all about getting the football. I went into one facility, and as soon as you walked into the defensive room, there was a football, like on a spring, and each guy that walks in that plays has to act like he's knocking the ball free. They want those instincts created. They want them to think about that all the time, and that's what they try to preach.
So no gain on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On 2nd and goal, Rodgers. There's Hall bringing in another one. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
They'll try to run with Hall. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Breece Hall taking it in from a yard out. And the Panthers take a 3-touchdown lead. Lutz with the extra point. And the lead down to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded right at the goal line. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he's going to be out of bounds across the 50. Great return.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic. But if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown, not a field goal.
First down, Howell to throw. This one swung out to Williams. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Throwing again on second down. Howell. He'll get this into the hands of Aiyuk. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. They'll throw on first down. Here's Howell. He's got Aiyuk once again. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. And once more, Howell back to the air. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Javonte Williams, his third touchdown now on the year. Now McManus to tack on the extra point. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14.
Next to score, Panthers 28, Broncos 14. Brandon McManus to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Second and 6, just inside the 30. They'll give to Hall.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Now a play fake. Rodgers.
That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. It seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Jair Elam makes it quick, and the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 22 yards there, a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Rodgers now on first down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick six. A Panther touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick six.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. A short kick taken at the 18. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now Howell. This one caught. It's the tight end Hockenson. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. To throw again on 2nd down. Howell. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that when he's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
Howell throwing on 3rd down here. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football. Another solid game-changing play for this defense for the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that happened, but they certainly have appeared on.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Baron Browning able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, at least it wasn't a turnover like the last drive. You'd think they'd make an adjustment and be ready to make up for that turnover. Instead, just another big play for the defense on that snap.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Rodgers. This pass out wide to Hall. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. And this offense on 3rd down today can't be any better than a perfect 6 for 6. This is 3rd and 11. Rodgers going to throw. And this one is incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Now Lutz for the field goal try. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Well, if nothing else, some signs of life here, Charles, because you're facing the big deficit, but at least they were able to prevent 3 more from getting on the board there with a nice block.
And that's how they're comforting themselves on the sidelines right now, because they certainly didn't execute well on that play at all. Bottom line, exactly what you said. They didn't need the 3, but they sure don't like giving up a block. They'll have something to work on as they get into practice next week.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to... Oh, Howell loses it. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball is squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. We often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Kaiir Elam makes a pick. And the Panthers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
A good start to the drive. That's caught out on the left side. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 32 that time.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And I actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. Come on. Hey, 88.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And this is incomplete.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Rodgers throw into the hands of Pitts here. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Straight ahead is Hall.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Here's Rodgers.
Olave over the middle.
And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Now Rodgers.
He dumps this one off here to Hall.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. Now Lutz for the field goal try. He had his lone attempt blocked earlier. The kick by Lutz is good. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice.
And my goodness, another interception.
Kaiir Elam makes a pick, and the Panthers are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards on the play.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. There's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already had the big lead, obviously. Here in the fourth quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Carolina, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints.
you